Hi folks, and welcome back to AmericanOutdoors.net. What you see behind me is a greenhouse kit, and I believe it's the dimensions are about 16 by 28 or somewhere around that. It's a complete kit minus the wood I'll need to frame it up and support the side walls. And it comes from a company called Grower Solutions, and they're based out of Cookville, Tennessee, and they will ship their products to you anywhere in the continental United States. Now, we've had a really up and down winter this year, and we're in Zone 7B. Folks around here are really anxious to get some stuff in the dirt, and this will be for my wife so that she can do some seed starts, some flowers, whatever suits her. What I'm going to do in the next few days, if life permits, is I'm going to put this greenhouse up. Now, if you've seen any of our previous product reviews, I don't do out-of-the-box reviews. I generally will run things for a year or more, hard at least sometimes, so that I can tell you how they hold up and the positive and the negatives from an honest perspective, because anybody can do an out-of-the-box review. They're not going to know any more than you do. And my reviews are not paid and they're not sponsored. So what I'm going to do, I'm also not going to do a how-to put this greenhouse up. I think if you're interested in doing this and you're going to do it yourself, you've probably already got some sort of a clue. And if you don't, there's 4,903, 4,904, 4,510 videos online right now about how to put up a greenhouse. So you don't need me for that. What I am going to do is I'm going to talk to you about the materials, how well it goes together, how well I think it's going to hold together, whether it's suitable for just personal use, commercial use, all sorts of things like that. But like I said, God willing, and the way life happens, hopefully I'll have this done in a couple days, and we'll meet right back here with a completed unit. Well, the segment that you just watched, it wasn't 3 days ago. It's been more like 30. And in that time period, we've had probably 3 to 4 days of sunshine, half days of sunshine. And I realized that we've had more rain in this area, I think, than ever since the ark. And at some point, I just realized I can't keep pushing this off. So I fought the weather, the wind, the sleet, the snow, the cold temperatures, the rain, and I got this to where we're at today. It's about 90%. I've got to finish the door behind the camera. I've got to trim up some of the plastic around here and just handle some loose ends. But it's been up long enough, and I think I can fairly share with you my appraisal, just summarize my experience installing this greenhouse kit. I also mentioned before that, as far as I'm aware, Grower Solution will deliver their products to just about anywhere in the United States. I don't know what their freight, their shipping charges are. I picked mine up in person. But from the time that I made my phone call to order it, paid for it while I was on the line, and they called me to tell me it was ready, was about 7 days. And so I pulled into their facilities, checked in at the office, went back in the yard. They loaded it up for me. Everybody was friendly, professional. Got my products, verified it was all there, and checked out. Now the kit includes the hoops above me, which are 1 3/8 galvanized steel. There's a center purlin that goes from the front to the back. You've got your ground stakes, which are on 4-foot centers, and those are 63 inches long, and I believe they are 16 gauge. The plastic is UV rated. It's 6 mil. I want to say it's guaranteed for 4 years. Comes in 3 pieces. You've got your top piece and then both your end pieces. There is also something called wiggle wire, is what it's called. And I don't think it's a proprietary product with Grower Solution. I think I've seen this same type of wire, securing wire, with some other greenhouse brands. But anyway, there's some aluminum channel that you will use to secure the plastic to the outside of the greenhouse. and this wiggle wire will go inside the channel, and that holds the plastic in there. It works pretty well, and it's pretty simple to use. There's also wind straps, so that you can, which are a great idea to include. I'd highly recommend whatever kit you get from whoever that you get wind straps, and you can strap. There's enough here for me to strap between each hoop. There's also screws, washers, nuts, bolts, clamps, and assorted hardware that comes with the kit. I bought a couple extras to go with this that aren't included. Shade cloth. I'm in zone 7B, I believe, and it gets hot here during the summer. I purchased some 50% shade cloth through Grower Solutions. Now, it's not their product, and they do inform you beforehand that it's sold through them by an outside vendor, and it was delivered separately. Secondly, I bought a door kit, which is in the back, and that also comes extra in addition to your kit. The level of competence to install one of these greenhouse kits, it's not very high. Two people with just a basic knowledge of just basic skills can assemble this likely in a weekend. I had planned on 3. Of course, it took longer because of weather. Also, I cut 2 big trees down recently just outside this greenhouse, and no matter how much I thought out the spacing and alignment, I still managed to hit 2 of the tap roots with my posts. So I had to redo things several times, and you know, that really slowed me back as well. My kit came with 2 sets of instructions, and that was also a blessing, because in one of the many rainstorms that I was caught in, my paper got wet, the ink bled, and I was unable to read it. However, you can go to their website, and they've got many of the same pictures in the instructions there. The pictures on their site are actually clear, so that if you need to see something a little better for detail, how something's angled, clamped, bracketed, whatever, it may help to do that. One other thing about these instructions that I want to mention, they appear to me to be written by somebody who knows what they're talking about. It's not instructions that were farmed out to a second party somewhere out of state or out of country. It's my guess that the people that wrote these instructions work for the company, and they have hands-on experience with the product that they're talking about. And boy, oh boy, does that help. So I'll summarize the positives and the negatives just as they come to me. There's no point in me trying to categorize everything here and then put everything over here. You need to be mindful of the hardware count. And what I mean is, I bought a lot of products made in China that I had to assemble. And with a lot of them, it seemed like during the packaging, they just reached their hands into a parts bin and just dumped everything they could into a bag or your box before they shipped it. Well, that's not so with this greenhouse kit. Clamps, washers, bolts, there was an exact count. And what that meant is I couldn't be on a ladder, drop a bolt, and then just pick another one up and use it, because that might have been the last one, or there was just a fixed number. So I couldn't use a clamp on one post that belonged over here because there were no extras. So you need to be aware of that. The materials, the quality of the materials, they're great. There was no fabrication. I didn't have to do any bending, shaping, hammering, forcing anything. Everything went together just as it was supposed to go. While this kit is designed to get you up and running, it still does not include everything that you need. And number one is lumber. In my case, I had to buy 4 pressure treated 2x6x12s for the base going along each side of the greenhouse. And then I had to buy 4 2x4x12s for the, I guess you'd call them the hip boards, where the bow meets the sidewall. That's not including the kit that I bought in back does not come with the lumber for the base, so I had to buy a 2x6x12 and then cut it to finish that out. And I also have to buy lumber for the door that I'm building behind the camera. The indoor kit does not include a door. And if I recall, and I don't know exactly, but I believe it was over $120, your indoor kit comes with 2 stakes, which you drive into the ground, then 2 long pieces of channeled steel, which you will put over the stakes, and then they will attach to the top of the hoop with a clamp, and then a short piece of channeled steel, which goes between the 2 as a header. My personal opinion is, because I was curious and that's why I bought the kit, my personal opinion is you can go buy the lumber to make your own door for about, your frame for about 25 bucks, including your screws, and then go find a used screen door or storm door, or even buy a cheap one at the lumber yard, and still have a better door, stronger door for less money. So how was service after the sale? Well, I have 2 examples. The first one was, I had several questions. I didn't read the instructions properly the first time. I made a call. They were very helpful in the office. Transferred me to some guys in the back, knew exactly what I was trying to figure out, and obviously it had happened before. They told me, sent me on my way. Actually, that happened a couple times. Number 2 was, they actually shipped the wrong size plastic for the top of the greenhouse. They sent me plastic for one that did not have the high sidewall, or the 3.5-foot sidewalls. I called them, texted them over some photos showing the plastic on top of this. It was not a problem. They immediately had it cut the next day, recut for me, and they FedExed it out, and I got it in 48 hours, the end of the 2nd business day. So what about the price on this greenhouse kit? What's one of these things cost? Well, when I figure in the lumber and the storm door, some miscellaneous odds and ends, I did put some weed barrier down in here, I've probably got close to $2,000 invested. Whoa, 2,000 bucks, man. You're probably thinking, why didn't you go down to Lowe's or Home Depot, buy some PVC conduit, some saddle clamps, lumber and screws? You probably could have put the same thing together for about 500 bucks, and you would be right. This greenhouse kit is made for people that don't have the time, or they don't have the creative ability to engineer. They don't have a lot of tools. They just don't have the skill set. This is made for people that want to grow their own food, they want to homestead, learn to be self-sufficient, or they're florists, or they're wanting to sell produce. If you have never built a greenhouse before, I would recommend this style of kit because it is straightforward. Everything is here. All the materials are here. You don't have to run back and forth to the hardware store trying to find this size or that part. It's all here. Just follow the instructions. Don't jump ahead. Don't go back. Follow the instructions as they're written out in that time frame. Follow it through and it will be done for you. And after that, you can pop $500 greenhouses out all you want. But if this is what your wife wants, or if you're not sure how to do one on your own and you've got the money, this is a great alternative. My one thought to kind of wrap this all up is for the manufacturer, and I want to say this isn't sponsored again. Nobody's paying me. I paid for this product. I bought it with my own money, and nobody's benefiting at all from me giving a positive or a negative commentary about this greenhouse. But if I could wrap this all up and say this one thing about it, include the lumber in your kit, throw a door in on your end caps, and you will have a greenhouse kit that is just about as turnkey as it can be. Thank you for watching, folks. Give me some feedback. If you have any questions or comments regarding this, I'll be happy to answer them. Remember, we're also on Facebook. You can catch our webpage. We're on Etsy, Twitter, Instagram. God bless, folks, and we'll see you again soon. Bye-bye.